Everyone, how's it going? Elliot here, and welcome to my second channel. I recently made a video about the Nintendo World Championships cartridge, and I actually made my own version in the video. So in this video, I wanted to just show you how I actually made it in a bit more detail. I bought the kit on eBay, but you don't need to necessarily do that. You can just pick up a Nintendo Entertainment System cartridge yourself and grab a Dremel. This one came with some PCBs, one of which was an actual game. I'm still not sure what game that is. I'm gonna have to test that out someday. It also came with another PCB. This is just a standard, generic, small little PCB, so you don't necessarily need this kit to pick up that, and it's not really even gonna be on show. It also came with the dip switches and some stickers. The stickers you can just print yourself onto some A4 paper and use some double-sided tape if you didn't have actual adhesive paper. I used some isopropyl alcohol to give the cartridge a big clean. A lot of people said that my spray paint job was really bad and that's why there was loads of bubbles on it, but as you can see by this image, there was a bunch of little bubbles on the mold anyway. After I cleaned the cartridge, I cut out the sticker. It's important to remember that these cartridges were all assembled by hand, and on actual official cartridges, the sticker cutout is really poor. So the worse it looks, the better. That's what I keep telling myself. The dip switches were actually white with blue switches on the official cartridge, but again, this also seems to vary. The one that came with my kit was black, however it came with some little sticker sheet to try and make it white yourself. This is a really difficult thing to do and there's no way I was going to be able to cut out all those little switch holes, so I just cut the thing in half and stuck it down. You could get some Tipp-Ex and sort of bridge the gaps between the white sticker. I haven't got a Tipp-Ex, but I might do that in the future. And that's the final result. I'm pretty happy with how they turned out. The next thing to do is snap off the legs to the switch. Because we're not actually soldering this in, we're just hot gluing it down to make it look like it's soldered to a PCB. You can just break off the legs with your fingers. I picked up some gold chrome spray paint. This one's by a brand called Plasticoat, and I gave the thing 3 very light coats. You don't really need to get this thing proper lathered on, just make sure that every surface is covered. I left it to dry in the sun in between each coat. One thing I should mention is that I had a massive time pressure to finish this video, so all of this was quite rushed, which I do regret, but I didn't really have a choice. I had to do this whole process in 3 hours. Make sure you're getting it on all the sides and edges as well, but as you can see, it's looking pretty damn good. Lots of people said, why didn't I just pick up a Zelda cartridge? I didn't really want to spend 50 quid on a cartridge which I was going to then cut up and stick bits onto. Now it's time to glue down the PCB. I made a little platform of hot glue and sat the PCB down onto it. Make sure you don't get any hot glue between the PCB and that little bit that sticks up in the cartridge, or the cartridge itself won't actually close. I then squeezed some more hot glue underneath to hold the whole thing in place. It is actually going to be pinched down with the shell, so it doesn't need to be completely perfect. I then set the pins back in and put the back of the shell on and grabbed my game bit screwdriver. Now, as I said, I was in such a rush to get this thing done, and there's no way I left this thing to dry for long enough. So I actually did, in some areas, screw up the paint job a little bit just because of the rush to try and get this video finished, which is unfortunate, but I will be doing this again in the future, seeing as though I have spare stickers and spare spray paint. Now it's time to just glue the dip switches down, just set it roughly in the middle, and yeah, stick it down real good. And then finally, to finish it off, I stuck down the sticker. I was really pleased with the overall result of this thing, but it's a little bit weird to just have a Nintendo World Championship cartridge loose lying on a shelf, so I picked up an acrylic display case. Now, there is no way I would recommend this display case, really. I paid like £12 for it, which is probably about $20, and the whole thing just did not go together very well. It might have just been my specific one, but it just didn't go together very well. I actually ended up breaking it in 2 places because it wouldn't click together properly, which is a little bit unfortunate, but it did the job for the video. There's some much better ones that are available, but I couldn't find any on eBay. That being said, however, it does make the cartridge look far more rare and like a presentable item that you would be cherishing in your collection, so I suppose it wasn't too much of a waste.